Alright, hello. Today we're taking a look at Oberon and his rework. A lot of people have made videos about Oberon, and I feel like they're all rushed. They don't really take a look at his concepts and what his builds are capable of, and they more look into what his rework completely broke, which is the passive kinda. And I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna do it a bit more optimized. But in this video, I'm gonna give you three builds. One is focused around playing around the passive, one is focused around playing around your weapons, specifically primary or secondary, and the third one is finally an ability caster Warframe. There are going to be three survival missions. Timestamps are in the video, so if you want to skip to any of the three builds, feel free to use them and we can look into them directly. So the shards I recommend before we start though is 2 energy max at least, and 1 casting speed should be good enough, but 2 energy max are mandatory, 100%. You don't want to waste a slot on prime flow, and having these can help you a lot in getting your energy to high numbers so you don't have to run out or be scared of running out of energy ever. Then this is generally really good. So let's go to the builds directly. The first one, and I think the most strong one by far, is going to be focused around your passive onto a melee weapon build. So in case you don't know, Oberon's passive, it gives you pretty much immunity when you collect health orbs every time, and you can easily upkeep up by generating universal orbs or health orbs or anything. So the way I upkeep it through this build is by, using Lycat's Hunt. So it's subsumed to Oberon's fourth. His fourth is not needed with this build, and Phoenix Renewal is here just in case you need that extra bit of invulnerability. Just if things go south ever, they really won't, but you barely use any energy with this build anyway, and it's pretty good overall. So Arcane Universal Fallout, Arcane Strike for melee attack speed because you don't really need any defensive stats here. Health Conversion is here so you can comfortably tank like early levels, but you can easily swap this to a different mode if you want to. It can be a utility mode, it can be a damage mode, it can be anything you want. I just find health conversion really good with his passive and the idea of health tanking with your 3. So you don't really proc it and you don't need to use a get out of jail free card from Phoenix Renewal. And then right here, the trick to upkeep your combo duration is to use primary and secondary dexterity arcanes onto your Archon. If your Archon is not in this section, it's not on heavy weapon, you can simply go to Archwings, equip your Mausolon, which is what you will have from the quest, and then on the Mausolon use the Arcane Adapter since it's used primary and secondary dexterity, and that will work just fine. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna use this Verde-like build right here with this Riven in order to showcase this. This is one of my favorite melee weapons and one of the strongest, if not the strongest whips. And we're gonna showcase this in a regular Grineer survival mission all 3 times, and it's gonna be Selkie. So a lot of missions here. What the hell? That's kind of crazy. Anyways, so this first build is by far the strongest one. I think it's also the most boring one because it's by far the less active one, and especially if you take something like a melee influence melee, it just gets extremely boring. But I decided to not bore you completely and just use this instead. So activate your 3, go to an area with a lot of enemies, activate your 2, and display. And once you get a bit of energy, you can now activate your 4, and with your 4 active, we can go. So the reason Verdilac is so good, by the way, is because of this combo, obviously. This combo is crazy, and you can combine it with Tenokai to weave in heavy attacks as well, which deal crazy damages. And yeah. The idea is you just keep casting your 2, essentially. So you feel it everywhere, wherever you walk, and you just keep walking from room to room, just pressing 2 over and over. And then Boruna's Subsume helps to generate even more health orbs through killing with your melee weapon. So that is kind of the idea. Very simple, very effective. You never really die, and the stronger your melee weapon, the stronger your setup is, the better. Obviously, Verdilac is a weapon that more attack speed would help on it, but it doesn't really need it. Especially when we get to the 12x. These heavy attacks now can deal crazy damages, and you're kind of chilling. Now, the great part about Oberon as well is that no matter what build you use, you don't need to use any like crazy strength build or anything like that. Eximus enemies are a joke with this guy, because your 2 completely removes Overguard. And because it completely removes Overguard and it does damage depending on the damage you dealt to the initial target, you're pretty much one-shotting a group of enemies 100% of the times, as long as there is one Eximus enemy in the room. So, very, very cool. I will showcase it if it does happen, but, you know, very nice in general. This is the first build, in my opinion, the most boring one. This is just a regular melee build, and I mean, as I said, if you use melee influence, it gets even better. So, you know, feel free to do that if you wish to become unkillable. It's extremely strong. You know, Okina and Karnon, fucking whatever you want. I think Okina and Karnon and Inodem are the 2 best melee influence abusers in the game. But you know, you get the point. So right there, for example, this was a very good example of health conversion giving us enough tankiness to survive that. Without health conversion, where I fucked up there because I didn't press my 2 for a long time, I would actually die. So here's an Eximus, you press 1. My Kavat stripped him off his Overguard, so it didn't do that much damage, so that's unfortunate. But if I find him full HP ever and I take down his Overguard, the damage is then spread to everyone else and one-shots all of the enemies, and it's really good in general. So definitely make sure to keep an eye on that and just press 1 on the Eximus enemies whenever you need to. And yeah, that's kind of it. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Yeah, that's kind of how it looks like. So big damage, and on those later missions where Eximus enemies become pretty much a guaranteed, or on those, you know, Void Cascade missions where you're gonna have a ton of Thrax units coming around all the time, this can be extremely good to have. Like, yeah, just a very good quality of life thing to have it ready. His first ability. He's generally a very strong rework, and I think even without the passive, this, even like if they never even changed his passive and they kept his old one, he would still be absolutely amazing. He would still be top tier, but his passive is kind of stupid now. Better version of Mesmer Skin that you can possibly get basically infinite energy on top of that, just crazy stuff in general. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, he's a very strong Warframe. I still don't quite enjoy him personally, but if you do, then, you know, more power to you, and these builds will definitely help you potentially enjoy him more, or, you know, deal more damage. But very simple build. Very effective, unkillable shenanigans. The funny part is that because I'm using Vertiluck, my KPM is like really low, but it really doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. You can take your time with this, just chill, play whatever you want. He's just that strong, honestly. Anyways, I can wait for Argolite, but I mean, it won't matter. I will just do this and kill him like 3 shots, but we can get out and showcase the second build. I think the other 2 builds are way more interesting than this first one, for sure. This first one is kind of just a brain-dead melee build type shit, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. Even if I like melee, I just think this is just complete brain rot build. You don't really have to think about your life, just killing as many enemies as possible, which is not what I like to do. But overall, it's very strong. So if you want to go for that, then by all means go for it. So our second build is going to be a gun buffing build instead. And we're going to showcase this with the Latron Prime Incarnate. So here it's the actual build. As you can see, we're using Worthy Camaraderie this time. And we're focusing around health tanking with 2 umbral modes and our third ability up with Smite Infusion and Phoenix Renewal uh, for the effect again. Arcane Universal Fallout and Equilibrium is not necessary in this one, but I found it to be very, very nice. If you don't need Arcane Universal Fallout and Equilibrium, you can easily swap these to get good old Arcane Acceleration or Arcane Velocity instead for your fire rate, because fire rate is really, really good in general. And then Precision Intensify for the full armor strip on the 4th ability. And yeah, that's about it, kinda. It's just tankiness, utility, and range. That's all. Or duration, not range, sorry. Very straightforward and very effective because Smite Infusion, extra 100% radiation damage. I know radiation damage is not the most insane thing to think about, but it does give quite a bit of utility. And if you don't really care about the armor strip from your 4th ability, you can easily swap the 4th ability to a Nourish, and then the Nourish will give you Viral, so you can then mod your build for a corrosive damage build, and then you can have corrosive, viral, and radiation all working in unity at the same time and just killing enemies. So, it can be really, really good. Also, I really love how the Grineer tileset looks like now. It's actually just so beautiful. Also, the lack of range on this build doesn't matter too much anymore because your 4th ability did get the line of sight checks. So you can just kind of chill. And now we can hold 1. And now this gives the extra radiation damage to the weapon, and yeah, we can go ham now. So yeah. This one a bit more active of a build because, you know, spamming abilities can actually help a lot here. And the energy, health orb generation, the extra weapon damage, the status effect immunity from your 2nd ability that, by the way, in case you don't know that, it's a really good reason to bypass any prime sure-footed with this, because as you can see, I don't have prime sure-footed, but it doesn't really matter. As long as I'm in hollow ground, I will never get knocked down, ever. And yeah, it's pretty good. The invulnerability doesn't give passive immunity as well, but you know, it's really good in general. And this build, even if you lose the passive stacks, is so extremely tanky that you will honestly just never die. So let's showcase the tankiness real quick by standing next to these enemies. As you can see, this is without the 4th ability, and with the 4th ability, this is only with like 195 more armor. And yeah. It cannot really die. You need to like stay AFK for a very long time for you to take a lot of damage. And obviously the more people you hit your 4, if you max it out to 1000 armor, it's gonna be way better. Especially because the 3rd ability is a insane armor buff. It's one of the best, if not the best in the game. Because it doesn't add the armor to your Warframe like Valkyr's Warcry does or the other armor sources. But instead it multiplies your armor at that time. It's actually so crazy. Multiplicative armor onto an ability, I never thought I'd see the day. And I saw the day, but I saw it on a Warframe that doesn't even need it, and it's useless on him because he has invulnerability built into his kit. Sad days to see, really. But overall, if we do get something like this more, then this is gonna be absolutely incredible to use. And we could see, you know, some crazy shenanigans with max strength builds with this guy, but you know, immortality, haha. It's okay. This salty that the changes were actually good, but we decided to go to the classic route of Mesmer skin equals good. So yeah, I'm really happy with every change they did to his kit, except for his passive. I just think Oberon's passive kinda defeats the purpose of the entire Warframe. And, you know, even though it's nice to have on a build like this, it really isn't needed. Like, the passive doesn't change my playstyle at all with this build, and it doesn't change how much I'm surviving, like, at all. It's literally the same every time. So, yeah, that's pretty decent damage. Overall, the gun buffing damage from this Oberon build is pretty good, but I think it's just the confidence of it that I really like a lot. I don't know if you saw, but from this gameplay so far, there have been a lot of times where I have simply forgotten to recast my one and the buff has run out. And it just feels good to play because of the tankiness overall, you know? Which is really nice. The combination of mods makes it really, really sweet to play. And the fact that he gets a free armor strip into an armor buff, like, this is all super, super cool. A very, very comfortable Warframe overall, Oberon. As I said, I wish things were different in terms of passive. But yeah, very good. If I had to rank him depending on the tier list I did like quite long ago, I would probably go for like S tier solo and S tier team play instead. In case you guys haven't seen the tier list, then I'll probably leave it down in the description, and also I will inform you that in case you heard this and you're like, damn, he probably thinks it's really good. Well, above S tier I put Z tier on my tier list, so he's one rank below the highest rank possible, which makes him good in terms of balance overall. He does have some redeeming qualities that makes him better, but I don't think you can pick this guy in every single mission and do it really well, because even though he has all these redeeming qualities that make him a great solo Warframe for playing survival missions and all that kind of stuff, he cannot really protect on his own. So go into a mobile defense mission and you're gonna be in a big, big trouble unless you're killing everything somehow. But he's overall really, really good. So definitely an S tier frame, in my opinion. So let's showcase the final build. I think this one is the most exciting one to play, for me at least, because of all the spamminess and all the distraction that you have on the battlefield through this Oberon build. And it's the casting build on, on Oberon. It's really cool. This one doesn't even need like something crazy. You don't even need to run epitaph or something of armor strip capabilities, because you're just doing everything. And I will showcase it. So here's the actual build itself. Once again, we're health tanking because Oberon health tanking is goated. And this time we've replaced his second ability with Tempest Barrage. So his first and fourth ability will apply the radiation status, and they can do really good damage on their own, really good armor stripping on your fourth ability. Then the second ability, we have Tempest Barrage with Viral Tempest, so this is gonna deal corrosive and viral, and these two are gonna deal radiation, and this is just gonna heal you. So we have a Warframe that deals corrosive, viral, and radiation at the same time, and it has a pretty big radius on all of the abilities. You can easily spam them with a 45% efficiency because of Equilibrium and Universal Fallout. And this is also why I said that the blue shards for Oberon, the 2 blue shards, are really, really important, because right here, as you can see, I would have to remove one of the mods in order to fit in Flow or Prime Flow, and I can't really do that. So the 2 blue shards are mandatory in my opinion. And then if you wanted to go something perfect this build, then I would probably go 1 yellow shard here for casting speed and 2 orange shards here for ability damage on enemies affected by radiation. You can also do green shards for an ability damage on enemies affected by corrosive, but I think this is better as it works on every single build and not just this one with corrosive barrage. So for theory crafting and all that shenanigans, if you want to take my builds as examples and then create your own perfect build, this is my opinion at least. So we're gonna be fine with this. We don't really need anything, as we're gonna be casting abilities pretty much all the time, and those will do the killing. And yeah, this was by far my favorite build. This makes Oberon feel like the thing that I wanted Oberon to potentially have, but I also would love to see Oberon being a you know, a pet buffing Warframe. He kinda is, but it's not as good right now. So, one thing about this build that's a bit different is that we have to find a group of enemies and press might onto it. There is corpus enemies. Huh. Interesting. I know why there is corpus enemies, but the fact that there is still interesting. Damn. I need to get out of this thing. I don't have my second ability to provide the status immunity. Oh, there we go. So yeah, 4 into 2 into 4 into 2 all the time. Damn, I really wanted to showcase this against Grineer, now it's ruined. I'm tempted to go into another mission, but I mean, it's probably better that it's against Corpus, to be honest, because, you know, Corpus are very resistant to all of my abilities. So, this is kind of better. Also, this style set is really, really bad. I gotta find another room. Yep, still quite bad. There we go. No, you know what? We're gonna redo. We're gonna find a Grineer mission. Ceres Grineer mission would be perfect. That kind of bamboozled me when I saw the Corpus enemies. Holy, oh man, way to ruin the video. It happened just now as well, cause you know I was already doing this Selkie mission and it was Grineer before. It just changed the Corpus. That's kind of crazy. So Ceres and Draco, please, thank you. That has never happened in a video of mine, ever. That's really funny. So, 2 videos ago, we had an earthquake on the video. I mean, that's a bit more common because I'm on Greece. Earthquakes are pretty common here, but like, goddamn, that's really funny. All right, this style set I like a lot more. So, you know. What the fuck is happening with the hitbox of these guys? Hello. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So see now it's like way better. Look at that. Just beautiful. You know, Madurai helps a lot, but overall, I think casting speed is pretty ideal on this regardless. So yeah, Viral Tempest and this and all of that good stuff. This is the good shit right here, for sure. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is extremely beautiful. Holy. Just find your Eximus enemy, press 1, dead, everybody dead. Big dead. Honestly, this is definitely my favorite build. Love it. It's beautiful. So yeah. Oberon nice. Oberon very nice. I just, yeah. Fucking RIP passive, bro, honestly. Obviously, if I added some Umbral Forma on the build, I could even go for shield gating on this, which, you know, for a spellcasting Warframe, shield gating is just a no-brainer. It's so good. I would permanently have shields, and then those would just help me out. I wouldn't even need to add more shields. I just need to have Augur modes and Brief Respite, and that would be enough even without any of the shield modes. With the amount of energy this build uses, that would be way more than enough. But obviously we're generating all of our energy back with all the good stuff. Oh, you decided I'm bad for business. Well, too bad. Bring it. Where are they? There we are. Holy, it's beautiful. Ah, it's just beautiful. Look at that. Yeah. Definitely my favorite build, anyways. But, you know, thankfully he kinda has something for everyone now. If you wanna be lazy tank, you can do that. If you wanna be caster frame, you can do that. And if you wanna be gun buffer, you can also do that. So, you know, big dubs. I know I'm not talking much, but I'm really enjoying the gameplay. I'm not gonna lie. I really love active gameplay, and this is, yeah. This is just beautiful right here. I wanna get one more Eximus skill over here. I wanna like find one more Eximus if possible, so I can do the funny again. It's really fun. If I find one and accidentally kill him with the large one, so be it. Just, you know, get it over with, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, it still dealt 1.2 million to him, so, you know. For current health damage, that's pretty good. Holy. Yeah. It really is just beautiful. And you know, Tempest Barrage is something that a lot of people really like in general as a subsum. It's one of the more underrated subsums in my opinion. And I'm surprised that from all the videos I saw nobody like try this on Oberon, because I think his spellcasting capabilities became so good. Everyone was like, "Oh, go roar, so you're one shots, and then it does that and all that." Like, come on, man, you're one shots anyway. You just need to know how to use it. You can do this. This is so much better. You know, at least for me, in my opinion. You may disagree, and that's fine if you disagree. In my opinion, this is just way better. This is miles better. Regardless. Um. Yeah. Love it. Love Oberon. Love Oberon. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't love him, but he's not for me. But he can be quite fun, and most importantly, he is very good now. He used to be like mediocre at best, and the only build I could do and it was viable on him before was playing solo and using this build with Nourish instead of Reckoning, and now it's just, you know, it's really good in general. It's genuinely just really fun to use him. So yeah, definitely give him a try if you haven't. I do recommend this build for anyone that wants to play him and have fun. For people wanting to go to level cap, then yeah, just do this. It's legit free, and if you want an Okina build or something like that, you know, here you go. Here's my Okina build. Don't use the Prime, especially if you have a Riven. Using the regular Akina is just way, way better. And if you're wondering, oh, Moog, what do I use with this mod? I don't know, man. Have you heard of a electricity mode that gives you the exact same stats as this Riven, but a bit less? Wonder what that mode is. Anyways, regardless, that's gonna be it for Oberon and all of his shenanigans. I really do hope you like these style of videos because it seems like people are kind of nostalgic for this kind of videos. The unedited, uncut, all of that good stuff, and just having them on the side while trying to decide what to build on themselves. And I do appreciate that. It makes it easier for me as well. But I am working on some really, really big things, which is why I also kind of delayed this video a bit longer than I wanted to. I wanted to release it like 2 days ago, but for you on Discord at least, you know that I've been very, very busy with something. And for you on YouTube, you will find out very, very soon what I've been busy with. And hopefully, I can perfect it before I present it to everyone around here. So, if you want more cool builds on your favorite frames or weapons, make sure to sub, obviously. I'm gonna keep doing this. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.